we're going to push a book.
Yes, our book today is Star-Spangled Heresy, Americanism.
Oh, wow.
This is Solon Church's best-selling book.
Yeah, with good reason.
For good reason. I first came across this book when I read Puritan's Empire.
Puritan's Empire?
Puritan's Empire.
Do you mean Puritan's Empire?
Yeah, Puritan's Empire. And in it, the author quoted Star-Spangled Heresy. And it was such a hardcore quote, I was like, wow, I have to find this book.
Wow.
And I found this book, and somehow, some way, it was out of print, not being published. So I called up Solange Hertz, say, hey Solange, like to publish your book? She said, okay, let's give it a try. And the rest is history.
I used to tease her, you know.
About what?
Life. The name.
That's me. That's disrespecting your. She's a very agreeable woman.
She was fun. She enjoyed my teasing.
Okay.
You know one of the teases?
What?
The song about her. I told her, I remember Woody Guthrie writing a song about you.
Uh-huh.
And she looked at me, she goes, what? I said, yes, it was when I grew up, one of my favorites. She says, well, what was it? And I said, so long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. I said, when did you meet him? And, she gave me the weirdest look, and then she started laughing at me.
Oh, man.
We were in a bar one time. True story. At a Catholic conference, yes, it was in a hotel. And I ordered a couple of Bloody Marys for us. And she looks at me and says, Charles Coulombe. And I said, sorry. 2 Bloody Betsy's, please.
Yeah.
Then she said, much better.
Get rid of that legacy.
Yeah.
So you've read this book, I believe.
I read that book. I read it when it came out.
Oh, you're special.
I am special. I read it before it was printed.
So what do you think of the book?
I endorse it.
You endorse it? Is that as far as you'll go?
But I'm not going to wear it.
You're not going to wear it?
No, I will. Beyond endorsing it and saying, yeah, I agree with what it says. I back it up. It's absolutely true.
What does it say? What good things?
Stuff.
It says good stuff?
No, what it talks about is the heresy of Americanism, and it really dissects it. And I have to admit, I think she's a little hard on the Irish.
Yeah, she goes to town. Well, the history of our Archbishop, what is it? So starting with Carol, and then Archbishop Ireland, and then a bunch of them.
Yeah, we had a lot of really bad Americanist Irish prelates. There's no doubt about that. But she doesn't mention any of their equally Irish opponents, like Archbishop Corrigan of New York or McQuaid of Rochester.
Interesting.
Well, I mean,
is that French bias that we encounter so often?
Well, I wouldn't say bias.
No?
When other people have it, it's bias. When we have it, it's understanding.
Oh, okay.
You see that? There's a difference there.
I get it. Okay. So 2 of the big themes that she touches on is sort of the
evil of the Irish.
Yeah, the evil of the Irish, and then the roots of anti-Catholicism in America, the Know Nothing Party, which is
what a wonderful name.
Yeah, boy, that's an accurate name.
Yeah. Today both parties could be accurately named that.
That's true. So that's touched upon, like just exactly how anti-Catholic America is.
Yeah.
And then she touches on the roots of ecumenism, which is, as I read in Apostasy in America, it's got Catholic roots. Yeah. The Protestants didn't do this. We did this.
We did. Although, to be fair, and I like to be fair, they picked it up and went fun places with it. Well, with good reason, because the God of the Calvinists was a terribly unpleasant God.
Oh, right.
And
Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God? Or is it, that famous...
Yeah, Jonathan Edwards.
Yeah.
You look at the Catholic notion, which was born of the fact that we were a minority. And if there's religious tolerance, maybe you won't smack us around. But then you've got people raised to believe in the God of Calvin who nevertheless have intellects and acquire an education.
Yeah.
You do that, you end up with Unitarianism, and you end up with Freemasonry. And that's what happened.
Yeah. Onto Freemasonry. That's another one of Solange Hertz's big topics that she talks about that not a lot of people talk about. Freemasonry. You, one of your big things that you always say that's important is there never is really separation between church and state.
No.
And we claim that in America, but Solange Hertz would say no, that the religion of the state is Freemasonry.
It is. It's not just the religion of the state, however, in the sense that all of our major governmental buildings in Washington, like the White House, the Capitol building, and a lot of our monuments, like the Washington Monument and so forth, were all consecrated with Masonic rites. All of it, that's all true. But more than that, we are all Freemasons in the United States in the sense, as I said earlier, about Catholics, about Mexico and Ireland and all those countries being Catholic. Not Ireland, actually, quite so much as Italy, Spain, Mexico.
Right.
Even their communists are Catholic, and they hate the church the way a Catholic hates heresy. But in this country, we're all Freemasons. And by that, I don't mean to say, I'm not talking about whatever strange, weird beliefs the higher ranks of Freemasonry may hold. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about revealed, non-secret Freemasonry, which is conduct over creed.
Mm.
It doesn't matter what you believe, as long as you're a nice person.
Yeah, that's America.
And we all believe that. Even if we think we're dyed-in-the-wool Catholics, the fact is we're not really. We don't think our faith is more important than anything else. We think being nice is more important than anything else. Now, mind you, we never define what those words mean, so we just sort of run around afraid we might offend someone, which is why we Catholics are always the first to shut up. You know, if there's a dispute, the one who wins the conversation is the first to say, well, you just say that because you're Catholic. Then we've got no more to answer.
Yeah.
The idea of shooting back, no, I say it because it's objectively true and you're wrong.
It's interesting, you skipped over it so quickly. I was like, yeah, we know this. Where you talked about, American ceremony and symbolism is Masonic.
Well,
You're like, yeah, everybody knows. Does everybody know that?
Well, probably not. I mean, you've got a...
She talks about that in this book, among other things. I mean, to me, it's shocking.
It's not really. I mean, you gotta bear in mind that Catholicism influenced culturally only influenced a small minority of Americans. Well, something's got to. And the Masonic Lodge took up the place in American life, the ritual place that the Catholic Church held in most of Europe.
Oh.
Now, that isn't to say the Episcopalians and all that didn't give a certain tone to things, because they did. But, for instance, when, Joseph Smith invented Mormonism, he based Mormonism's rituals on Masonry. Now, why did he do that? Because it was the only rituals he knew. That's all he had. If I were going to make up a religion, its rituals would be very Catholic. Why? Because that's all I know. Really. I mean, I've known a little bit about some other religions, but in terms of really in-depth knowledge, all I know is Catholicism. So if I were to create a religion, it would resemble Catholicism a lot. Well, so it was with Joseph Smith. And then he forbade Mormons to join the Masonic order, so they wouldn't notice.
Wow. Sneaky.
No.
Pretty sneaky.
It worked. But every now and then, a Jack Mormon will become a Freemason, and then it's like, oh my gosh, I know where this comes from. How did you steal this from the Mormon Church? Well, it's not how it worked, actually. It's the other way around.